Me? Okay. Welcome to the next installment of What If Blaze of Silver, What If BoS, in other words, something. This time we go for the Green Latern. I would be lying if this was the first drawing made with my tablet. The first one was, well, the avatar's is YouTube video, but it's still fresh, and I just learned why it was so pricey. This one is monetized. Well, I always wanted one, so I'm not complaining. Although I don't like the pencil that came with it. It had only one entry, so one output meant, which I could draw lines with it, but there is no backside that functions as an eraser, which is a bit unfortunate. Of course, I could just but at the wrist for it making the eraser would have been ideal. No, fuck you. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I'm just still figuring out things. So there's an zoom in, zoom out function with it. And yep, so we have a restore button that we could do. So you can see it's a really confusing. It's very unfortunate that it has no customize. Let's see. Others. Let's see if I could. Because I'm not using it as a. Now I'm still figuring things out. I can still zoom in with the mouse, so that probably find it a bit easier because I used it. But let's start, shall we? This time we're making the concept of the Green Latern, other DC superhero. Like most of the original superheroes, the original counterpart is from Earth 2, from the Golden Age, which is that's stupid, but let's make my train of thoughts better. Which is also the Green Latern, which I already stated. So, but well, in other words, the power setting of the Green Latern, as far as I know, was not changed. So, using a ring that has to be recharged by a Latern, and with that ring he can use his imagination and willpower to create anything he sets his mind to it. Although the original Green Latern's power set was negated when he was put against anything made of wood, so his power wouldn't work on wooden objects. Of course, you can make your imagination with all. If he uses steel to pick up something with his Latern and makes it drop on the wood, well, it will still be crushed. The replacer, the Silver Age, had for a long time the same. Had for a long time a somewhat same weakness, although not of wood, but it couldn't work on anything made in yellow. The real downside with his powers is that weakness is already long gone, and thus is mostly on the bad writing part that weakness is still dominated in things. But the original Green Latern is called Alan Scott. I'm not aware of which states he come from. I didn't look it up. And unlike his colleague, his colleague, the original Flash, Alan Scott is fertile and has 2 children. Jade and Obsidian, I think, who have the powers from the same power source. Obsidian is likely a human, but Jade is part alien. So I'm not really sure. I haven't really read original Green Latern books, and probably most of them are not even from the Green Latern's backside, no more from the Justice Society stories. But the children are probably half siblings. Like Garrick Scott is one of the two survivors of the original Justice Society. Although, with that I mean the original heavy named characters, the Wildcat, and probably characters like Sandman and the Crimson Avenger probably also part, but they're not as prevalent and popular as those two or three. Wildcat is probably really popular also, because is a somewhat Batman character, and let's be honest, probably Wildcat has been the Batman replacement in the team when the world collided. But don't take my word for it, because I'm not as fluent in Golden Age superheroes as an American would be. Okay, good, it's still recording. Okay, let's try something from the I don't want to make a ring. I wanted to say that I wanted something of a ship. I really should have looked things up, but a rudder is too cumbersome. Maybe an anchor, but then this Orchid Steward doesn't really work, doesn't it? We go with a pencil. It's a Steward, so that's set with well, some people see the modern Green Latern John Stewart as the original. That's the black Green Latern. John Stewart as the original. The original is Hal Jordan, like here, who started the Silver Age Renaissance Earth 1 with the Green Laterns. And well, Alan Scott was a bona fide Earth superhero. Hal Jordan is, well, to be bluntly, not as special. He's one of the almost 3,000 other Green Lanterns that patrol the universe under the tutelage of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes, the Guardians of the Universe, but the DC Guardians, not the Guardians of the Galaxy. No, there's not a bad-mouthing raccoon between them. Those are blue, short old men. who are a bit unemotional, and I have some ideas of what I want to do with it, but it's not. I really want to give it something more human, but that doesn't work. Well, like I said, the Silver Age are, let's be blunt, universal policemen who keep the peace in all the galaxies, and not, and each of the Green Lanterns is not only guardian of one solar system, but a few solar systems. So I don't think the Green Lantern is of Earth is the guardian of the whole Milky Way. But I think he was the guardian of at least 3 solar systems. It could be the Milky Way, but it is not so clear. And I don't think so, because Krypton isn't part of his description, and I'm pretty sure Krypton is part of the Milky Way, so I could be wrong. So with that, there are plenty of aliens, which I'm really a fan of. It was one of the DC series I read in the 2000s. So people that read the Green Latern books in the 80s and 90s and the 2000s probably are aware of Guardian names as Sodat and Kilowog and Chip. And Chip is a hamster. Is an acorn. Oh, sorry, acorn. It's a squirrel. Sorry, that was my Dutch slip up. Because we call squirrels acorns. So. I can just give a fist bump if he wants. Yeah. Without trying, I created Jade's symbol, if I'm not mistaken. There are a lot of human Green Lanterns, which I hate. I personally don't want to get further than 4, because there was an setting for yeah, that had some extra help, so that the Guardians decided to put each sector for 2 Green Lanterns. And there's an honor guard, which are people that can the Green Lanterns can summon if it gets too dicey. So with that, I'm also so we can put 2 humans also there, but no further. It's blatant racism. And with racism, I mean giving the humans such an edge that all the other aliens are neglected with this. Bleh! The aliens are the good part of the Green Lanterns, and mostly I didn't even drop the series because of that, because I dropped it sooner, because I wanted the Green Lanterns to do some actually police work, not saving the universe every week. It got really old. Now, the original 4 Green Lanterns, not counting Alan Scott because he's from the other Earth, is our Hal Jordan, who is a test pilot or military pilot, depends on which universe version we go. Then it's debatable because John Stewart was chosen by Hal Jordan to replace him, which and I'm not sure which John Stewart, if he's a military guy or an architect. Which gives John Stewart with his architect background and a setting that his constructs are really stable compared to the other Earthlings. Hal Jordan is more brazen. And speaking about more brazen, there's the third or second Green Lantern, Gardner, my favorite Green Lantern, because he's, well, a jock. He's originally, I heard he was a great school teacher, which is a very odd thing to say compared to his personality, because he's very loudmouthy and so forth. And no, he's probably labeled as the most hated Green Lantern of the 4, which is bullshit. Guy Gardner, well, being a good shoe for as he is a superhero, Guy Gardner is prideful, loud, and most of his constructs are just boots and fists that he throws in front of his enemies. And as far as I know, he was the first real honor guard thing. Maybe Hal Jordan was before, but let's let's not go to that. Now, like I said, Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner is a very interesting character. Although he had a very terrible bob cut as he was introduced, and had some mental issues. He had in the beginning he had a split personality with his loud, obnoxious thing that everybody loves about him, and well, his Dr. Salvo side. And I'm not it is not too clear, but probably that split personality was bait when he was tortured by the Green Latern villain Sinestro. The fourth is Ray Palmer, who is a comic artist. So you can probably imagine that his constructs are the most imaginable. Well, we also have Simon Bass, the Muslim Green Latern, which is probably ridiculous because his tattoos. And let's be honest, Simon is probably not really a Muslimly name. At least the Americans and Turks that I know don't have that name. So I find this name very. Then a female Hispanic, because well, which is a coward, which is very ridiculous, because the Green Latern core power is coming with courage, and then two black female Green Laterns. All ridiculous, because not only are they human, they're all Americans. When the Green Latern in the 2000s had expanded some other Laterns in the color of the rainbow. You had red Laterns, and at least those one weren't as intolerant. They had an Englishman and an house cat as the Earth's representatives. So at least that is not even human, but still on Earth, sadly. But Dexter, the cat, is probably one of the better Green Latern characters out there now. At least I hope so. I haven't read it so far. So maybe Dexter is dead now. Who knows? And well, you had the orange, the red was powered by rage, the orange was powered by greed, and that had only one member because well, with greed you don't share. And well, yeah, then the yellow, who was powered by fear, led by Sinestro, who had not even Earth Laterns from this sector. So, yoo-hoo! Most tolerant one. And no, the Green Lanterns we already showed that, because before Hal Jordan, that Green Latern was not another solar system. Ebenser, I believe. And then you had the blue lanterns, rather new lantern parts. And before they were killed, almost all killed off, they didn't even got to the Earth sector. But in one of the settings, Guy Gardner would be the ideal blue Latern. So then you had the indigo lanterns, and well, they're a bit weird because they consist of criminals and brainwashed to be good guys. And then the Star Sapphires with the last spectrum was that would stand for love. The other one stands for compassion, I believe, and the blue stands for hope. And that one is a really sexist organization, Star Sapphires, because they only allow women into ranks. Because, well, they're created by the female guardians. They are not. They are so out of touch that they don't believe that males are capable in feeling love. So yes, in my opinion, if they wanted to conclude some more female Green Lanterns into the ranks, they probably should have used the other colored cores, or make a bullshit explanation of Earthlings groom up in another sector. Because at least then we could swallow that, but no. There was a whole story that the green and yellows were working together, and well, when the sixth Latern was introduced, they couldn't tolerate her, and I can't blame them. So, well, they wanted to say that as a range system intolerances, because those are well, ex-villains. No, the Green Lanterns were racist at the moment, or specious in this case, and that was almost my cue to drop the book. I read it for a year and it didn't get better. Time travel nonsense. And well, and I dropped it before the real nonsense that a kid was able to hack the alien technology. That is like that he could hack a modern computer with a Commodore 64. Pull me another. Three was already too much. And with that, they already tried to make Guy Gardner into a Red Lantern. But with that, I'm done talking about the Green Lanterns, and we're going to the drawing of the Orchid Steward. Original. He was handed the quill of authority by the followers of the god Vanala, the dead god, and the patron god of the bottom continent, where Yi resides. So very oh, that was strange. Very combats threats not as impressive as it could be. I like that carnival mask. Oh, about masks speaking, the more modern Green Laterns refused to wear masks at the time, and well, they had suffered for it in the end, because as well as Green Latern, as well as Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner were hanging, as Jon Stewart said it in the old black slang, hanging it all out. And well, they couldn't have. I hate it. I hate that. Well, let's try another one. They couldn't get an ordinary life. So Hal Jordan, Ray Palmer, and Simon Bass were wearing masks. Well, Hal Jordan's one was the most flimsy of the three, and one of the black females probably was wearing a mask too, probably with more red glasses. But let's be honest, if you want to be superhero on Earth, wear a mask. I hate that one. So that's better. It were just the eyes, wasn't it? So the original, like the original, he probably battled characters as the Fiddler, and maybe some weird aliens. I didn't say that. It's original Green Latern with Alan Scott when the worlds collided. He didn't become part of the Guardians squad of the Green Laterns because the power of Alan Scott's power ring was more about a nature spirit the Guardians had enslaved. Now, let's be honest, it's the Blades of Silver version, there is no hindsight, so they're the same. Yeah, I made them elf, so we think this is good enough. He's wearing pajamas. Okay. Well, Green Latern had enemies like Hector Hammond, I believe. He was a psychic, the one with the very big hat, and for the ones unlucky enough to have seen the terrible live action movie of the Green Latern, it's the one with the very big hat. Then Polaris, the one with mechanism powers, who ironically had also a split personality, and I'm not aware if Mogo was an original. Mogo wasn't the Green Latern member as well, but Mogo was a planet, a sentient planet. Well, the Mogul, I mean, was Mogul as Green Latern's villain or a Superman villain? Well, Mogul, or his son Mogul too, became a real Green Latern villain in among the 90s and the 2000s. Also being member of the Yellow Laterns, or as it later was called, the Sinestro Corps. Speaking about Sinestro Corps, Sinestro was original Green Latern, but he was too totalitarian for even the Guardians, so he was kicked out, and yeah, well, became a villain that for a long time used yellow energy ring without really much explanation until, well, a whole organization was created about it, about that rings. And with that, Sinestro's design became a whole lot better, because original Sinestro was dressed in a purple jester-like costume, and now it's just a Green Latern costume in yellow, so makes it a bit more approachable. Of course, one of the biggest villains of the Green Latern Corps was not Sinestro, but Hal Jordan himself, when he lost his mind, killed most of the Corps, stole his rings, and before that he was possessed by Parallax. That was in the main Latern Corps, and Parallax was the fear entity imprisoned into the lantern, and that was the reason why. Yellow was why the Green Lanterns were weak to yellow, because, well, there was Parallax. Hal Jordan was ultimately stopped. He made his redemption by becoming the Spectre, the God of Wrath. And in the 2000s, so he returned as the Green Latern, which probably didn't stand much by the real reading fans, I believe. The Orchid Steward. So in this case, the Orchid Steward is a more of a mage character, and as there are no galaxies in the Blaze of Silver universe, the stars are just that. Droplets of the other gods that trying to create their own suns. Or in this case, more probably of an alliance part. So there could be some civilizations near those stars that are probably not even the size of a flat. Most of them, because the Blaze of Silver, the sun is also not that big. It's as big as the moon. So when let's give him a name, Alan Scott. Ellen. Adun. Adun. Adu. And because I say it was more like a mage, so not given cake. Adun. Summer. Because I think of Scott, and when I think of Scott, I think of Scott's Summer with the Cyclops from the Marvel Universe. So 81 Summer. When we go to the Green Laterns of the Silver Age, Hal Jordan, I don't. I'm not aware that what the Hal stands for, but the Jordan is a river. I'm not really aware what the river in the Black Silver Universe was, but let's go for a river name. No, we have in the real world we have the Thames, the Slechte in Antwerp, the Rhine, the Maas in the Netherlands, the Timber in Rome, I'm not aware of what the women's names in America are, but I recall that the Jordan is a river, but not aware what it is, probably in England or Scotland. Or Wales. Who knows? Could be a France. Nowhere. I have no desire to look it up at the moment. Because I'm recording and you never know what will pop up if you search on the internet, so better safe than sorry. Hal Jordan, Rhine. So let be Rhine. Bim Rhine. Okay. Let's be honest. Let's be clear. When there were new Orchid Stewards in the Silver Age. They were not of other galaxies, but from other universes. So each of the Orchid Stewards are of different universes. Well, most of the other gods are not that powerful. In the comic book, they are. So they're trying to. So they're making the lie that the gods can perceive all the happenstance in the different universes because, well, they're gods. So some are very very similar. Are very similar to the world of the Ten, and others are really different. So most of them can stand for real other sectors and planets. And after that, each continent has their own steward also, in the different colors. But that's a rather new invention. So, Ryan Pym, John Stewart. Well, we cannot have that. Green Latern and so in this case, Pym, Ryan, Joris, Lantern, and Pym, Ryan, and Joris Lantern come from another universe, or in this case, the same universe. The guy Lantern. So Guy will be a Dutch. Guy is Kerel, so we make it Karel. Karel Sweeper. He comes from another universe. Well, Ray Palmer. On this universe. This universe will be destroyed, and well, so Pym and Joris have to evacuate the world before it was destroyed. So some of the superheroes were able to get to it. Karel Sweeper so Guy Gardner comes from a world that doesn't want him, because, well, he's also a big jerky face, and in other words, really fun. And then we go for the Ray Palmer, and I'm really not going to bother with everything else. And as well as they can be, because they're the different universes, so there's not really much William Backhand. Palm and the back of your hand, so backhand, so Palmer. I'm not aware of this, so but then I'm really going for duplicate. Oh. As you can see, I'm really not used to it right now. It gets cut out here. It has to happen here. Duh. Ugh. Stupid arrow. Okay. I see it happening here. It's one of the better things of the new tablet. It is bigger, so I see the mistakes quicker. Not quick enough, as you can see. There. I hate the hair, but well, things can change later. Sadly, this one is an elf, so the excuse that Alan Scott has aged very little has been terminated in this world. So after coloring it, we're going to brainstorm from some bad guys, and well, then we're done. I'm not. Leave me alone. I had to reinstall some downloading things. So yeah, let's see how that works. And with these powers, most of the time they work on creating for flying ships. Ooh. Almost killed a very bad thing. No, this works, it works. Well, let's see. What happened here? Let's see. So X. Mm-hmm. Really? Yeah, that was the save button. Mm-hmm. So Come on. Well, as we color, we can. So the Sinestro. Let's make it more believable in this case. Was one of Alien's colleagues. I'm not so bit conflicted. As the story went on, they discovered that the universes are not really yeah, really of at least many of the universes are not really different time sections, but more experimental grounds where they learn of the existence of other gods. Like that, but in this case the lesser gods have not the power of influencing the other universes where they didn't belong to. Well, they have to stop. They have to stop these gods. So characters like Mogo, Mongol are coming from Mogo also, but I was more thinking about the bad guys come from other universes also. Most of them killing the original protector. And that also gives the excuse why the Superman doesn't exist in the many universes, because he is one of the lesser gods, as well as his parents were. They can only influence the world of birth. But also gives an the setting that, well, that the superhero things are not happening, that they're happening in a different universe. So well, let's go for names. Sinestro, Tal Sinestro, but let's see, his full name was known. Sprech. That said, there's also in the Silver Age Atrocitus. Yeah, the name of the Green Laterns isn't really that original, but so are most stories. Sprech. Sinister. Let's go for the Dutch, but Sinister. Nee, het not is the best translation. Gedrocht is een monster. Gedrocht. Gedrocht is een ugly monster. But Sprechdracht. And we will see. I'm done. It's more than enough. Well, we call it AD. With that, bet you the hour out.